Hey guys, what's up? And so in today's video, I was gonna make a top 5 of my favorite bosses in Final Fantasy 15. Now, before I start this video, I actually wanted to say thank you to Killing Scout. He's a subscriber to the channel and he's pretty active. He's a cool guy, so I just want to say thank you again for giving me this video idea. So, yep, let's get into it. So, number 5 has to go to Admantoise. And number 5 is going to Admantoise because this boss was insane. And it was, in the end really fun to verse, but it was just so time consuming and stressful at the same time that it kind of made me just want to rip my hair out, but I didn't, and I completed it finally. I got that achievement, and I got, like the 50,000 gil for defeating him. So the reason Admantoise is number 5 on this top 5 list is because I really like the amount of time the creator spent into making him, about just how big he is, and he's just this one colossal enemy, and I think that's so cool. But he's 5 for another reason, because I just feel like he took way too long to defeat. You know what I mean? Like, it took me, I think, more than an hour. I think it was like almost 2 hours to actually defeat him, because he has colossal HP, and he is by far the most resilient enemy I've ever encountered in the game. So if you haven't versed him yet, good luck with that. And alright, let's move on to number 4. So the top 4 spot has to go to the dungeon bosses, and the reason why it's going to them is because some of them can be actually quite challenging, especially if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't have the right items or weapons. So always before you actually enter a post-game dungeon, just make sure that you're actually prepared, and that you're the right level, and that you can actually complete the dungeon. Just don't like try to rush it or anything, because it's not worth it in the end if you had to waste items. But besides that, alright, let's move on to the top 3 spot. So the top 3 spot has to go to Naglfar, and the reason why he's getting the top 3 spot is because I really love versing this enemy. I think he was one of the most fun enemies to verse in the game, actually. But besides that, he is actually really hard if you haven't versed him already. And this is the type of fight that you just want to make sure that you're prepared for. And I feel like the creators really wanted you to struggle with this fight, and I really like that, because I really like a challenge, and this guy can definitely give you one. So, just make sure you're prepared before you verse him, because you will definitely be spending a lot of time on this guy, because he pretty much can kill you in one hit, and it's really insane. So just make sure that you're prepared for this fight, and be using a lot of Phoenix down, so just make sure that you're prepared. Alright, so now we're going to move on to now my top 2 favorite enemies in the game. So the second spot has to go to Ardyn. I love this battle. I think everything about this battle was just so fun, and it was just like, the big bang in the end. It's like the grand finale. I just thought it was so awesome. I love that this battle had 3 phases. I loved making this video for the boss battle guide. I just think it's great all in all. I think it's pretty challenging too for a final boss battle, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because he can kill you if you're not careful. So you just gotta make sure of that, and just like I said for the other ones, just come prepared, because he does pack a punch, and you want to just kill him on your first couple tries, because it can get pretty annoying. But yeah, I guess that's why he's in the top 2 spot. And I know you're probably thinking, I wonder who's first. And I know the person in first, well, not really a person, but the one in first is personally one of my favorite battles in the game, and I replayed this battle all the time. I just think it's the best one. So without further ado, here it is. So the number 1 spot on this top 5 goes to Ifrit. I don't know what it was about this battle. It was just something about it, but I just completely fell in love with this battle. I thought it was honestly the best one in the entire game. I did not have any problem with this battle. I thought it was just so awesome that, Ifrit is one of the gods, and he chose to work with Ardyn. I just think that's so awesome, because you had to verse one of the gods, and then, that Bahamut comes and he helps you, and, also the Shiva sisters. And I just love the whole, like, battle mechanics of this battle, that you had to verse him in, like, the first phase, and he was sitting in the chair, like, with all the fire around. I thought the scenery was just amazing. It was just so cool. I loved it so much. So believe it or not, the first time I actually versed Ifrit, I had a terrible experience. I had to verse him about, I'd say, two times before I actually made my guide because I just didn't know what to do at certain parts, and I got really nervous because the first time I versed him, I ran out of potions, just simply, out of not knowing what to do or just like the right ways to actually get some damage done on him. But when I actually figured it out, it made the battle even more enjoyable than it was for the first time. Just because I love that he's just engulfed in flames. I just think it's so cool. And I love that you can use ice to freeze him. Because, at first I didn't think ice was going to do anything, but then when you see it like stops him, I thought that's so amazing. The only thing I wish that was different about the end of this boss battle was that you actually got to use Ifrit in, like the post game after you defeat the final boss. But it is understandable that you don't because he is evil and doesn't share the same fondness for mankind, such as Arden said, like the Shiva sisters do. This is also my favorite cutscene in the game too, when they use the chill wind of death on him. I think it's so awesome. I really love it. But besides that, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 enemies video. Now, it is just my top 5 favorite enemies. I didn't, do it from hardest to easiest. But besides that, yep, that's all I have. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. And if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe, a comment, and really help out the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.